All right. Hello again, everybody. My name is Jesse Hill. I'm the president of Tier 3 IT Solutions, and we are just kicking off another episode of Phishing Friday. And as always, I am joined by.
Justin Grotto, cybersecurity specialist here at Tier 3 IT Solutions. I'm working on this with Jesse.
Yeah, we're having a fun time. I mean, it's kind of a rambling conversation sometimes a little bit, and I hope you're enjoying it as much as we are. So continuing on with our series here, we want to talk in this session a little bit about some things that you can pay attention to that will hopefully help you spot a phishing email. So, the assumption here is that a phishing email has made it through your email service and has landed in your inbox. And maybe we'll just start and talk about this a little bit. It's not in our script, but we get asked a lot, well, why didn't this get caught? And maybe before I share my my perspective on it, we'll ask the actual cybersecurity guys. So Justin, why do junk emails and phishing emails make it through, all the different filters and safeguards that are in place?
Well, sometimes, you know, there's always not all threat actors are, considered equal. Some put a little bit more effort into their legitimacy, and there's things called an SPF record, DKIM, and their DMARC record. And these things, they just sound like big acronyms, but what they are really is three things that make an email service decide whether an email is legitimate or not. And if some of these are technical controls, if they're not configured properly, or if your filter is a little bit too is not strict enough, it'll let these things get through. That's one explanation.
So, the beauty of editing. So just for fun, I just Googled how many emails are sent each day. There are 347 billion, with a B, emails sent each day. And so anything that, operates at that kind of, quantity or volume, it's impossible for anybody to keep up with it. The other thing about emails making it into your inbox is the more aggressively an email service scans and blocks content, the more likely it is to block legitimate emails. And so we always have this balance between security and convenience, right? And they're inverse. So the more secure something is, the less convenient it is, and vice versa. The more convenient, the less secure. So email platform, companies, their clients are paying them so that they receive emails so that they can transact business. If they block too many legitimate emails, they'll look for another vendor. And so some phishing emails getting through is unfortunately, acceptable. It's part of the cost of doing business in this way. So now that we know that, what are a couple of things that we can advise people to look for to help spot a phishing email?
Well, that's great. There's a few things. First being any sense of emotional manipulation. So this appears to be someone who's acting maybe short or urgent or aggravated or a little bit annoyed, just trying to get you to act as quickly as they're trying to seem that it is. They might masquerade as a CEO or someone of authority to you, to make you feel like you have to do what they're saying. So the emotional manipulation is something that they're going to use.
I'm thinking back to one that one of our clients unfortunately fell victim to. It wasn't even so much that the email was aggressive or rude or anything. but it was just very direct. The email was to the effect of, it appeared to be coming from the CEO. It was, from our perspective, obviously a phishing email, but to the end user, it appeared to be, from the CEO. And it just was very direct. Hey, Justin, can you send me, the updated accounts receivable list with all contact information? I need it for a meeting in a half an hour. Well, it wasn't malicious or aggravated or anything, but there was an urgency, there was a directness, and that person felt like they had to comply. So what's something else that people can be watching for?
Another thing that we can watch for is maybe a format mismatch. And what this is going to look like is emails that are similar enough to the organization's format, but just aren't quite matching. So it's going to look like signature blocks that look like they could be from someone in your organization, but they might have missing elements or have format errors. And often, in some cases, you'll find ones that are very, very close to real. They might have received an email from your organization before with a signature block, and they know exactly how to replicate that, right? They can copy and paste that and use it. And or if you have maybe extensions, or you have any leading messages that are attached to an email, so it says this is coming from external, or this is coming from outside your organization. Pay attention to those things, because that'll tell you if it's from someone in your organization, it appears to be from someone in your organization, and it's not, if it's saying that it's from outside your organization, it should indicate that probably should use a secondary channel to talk to this person and find out, like, are they really sending you an email?
Yeah, and I mean, these attackers are getting very sophisticated, and to them, it's an investment to try to penetrate your business. And so we've even seen them go to the lengths of registering a lookalike domain. So what this is imagine you were abctrucking.com. Well, what's the likelihood that I could go and register abctruckling.com? So instead of an I in trucking, I'm going to put an L. Well, an I and an L look very similar, and close enough that, if somebody got an email saying, hey, can you send me this right away? I need it for a meeting. They might not catch something like that, especially if it has, something that looks like our regular, signature, and, a sense of urgency in it. What else? What's a third thing that we can be looking for?
Well, generic greetings or no personalization. So if this person truly knows you, they might speak to you a different way. They might say cheers at the end of their email all the time. And then you notice that this person it didn't say cheers. They said, best regards or something like that. Yeah. Then you can say, hey, well, Jesse always says cheers. That means that this is off, right? You gotta think a little bit like that. And or they'll say something that's generally vague, that's not saying too much about the direction. They don't want to, the less they say, the more likely that they're not going to say something that lets you know that they're a threat actor, or they're not, that this is suspicious. But because if they say the wrong thing, that might also say, well, no, I don't know about that. This tells me that this might not be Jesse.
Yeah, and we see it all the time. You'll get an email and it'll say, instead of saying dear Jesse, it'll say dear Netflix customer, dear subscriber,
yeah.
Dear, Mr., and then no name at all after it. Again, it seems pretty obvious when we're looking at them, but to a lot of people, they go, oh, okay, they must have skipped past that or something. Well, no, these are usually sent by big automated systems. It's not a mistake that they've made a mistake. All right, and what's one more thing that we can look for?
One more thing is talking about that manipulation again, uses of the urgency or fear tactics. So like Jesse suggested, like, I have a meeting in 30 minutes. I need this right now. that to that effect. That's going to make you have less time to really consider, or talk to your boss about it, or share it with IT or whatever, to make you think, reconsider. Um, Another thing with the fear taxes is they might make you feel like if you don't do this, your job could be at risk.
Yeah.
There could be some sort of retribution that you don't want to happen, right? And those are in the corporate space. Those two kinds of emotions, the fear and urgency, are relevant.
Yeah, and for all of you that are in management and leadership positions, something that I personally have had to reconcile over the years is that I am in a position in my business. I am the boss. So if I ask someone to do something, or they think I've asked them to do something, their heart races a little bit, and they go, "Oh, I need to do that, or else." And so the the threat actors, the malicious people out in the world take advantage of that, of the people that are in our organizations. So I hope this was helpful. We'll continue the conversation as time goes on. And Justin, appreciate the discussion, and we'll see you all again in the next one. Cheers, everybody.
Thank you.